Just before this video starts, I'd just like to say thank you for all the support recently, and just to note, this video was recorded before yesterday's video, so bear in mind the sniper game mode is already out, and you'll see me talking about it in this video as if it's not already been announced or it's out. That's because this video was recorded a few hours before they actually announced it, and I actually wasn't in the house to change it, but yesterday I did say I'd upload this video because it does include a lot of future game modes that will be potentially coming to Fortnite Battle Royale, and some creative ideas from myself towards the end of the video, which you guys can listen to and find out some cool ideas which potentially towards the end they're not potentially going to come in, but there's some crazy ideas which we could see in Fortnite Battle Royale if people enjoy the ideas, like the ideas, depends on what the developers think of them, but we'll have to see exactly what goes with that. So enjoy today's video, and just note that it was recorded before the sniper update was out, or the sniper game mode, whatever you want to call it. So enjoy. Hey guys, it's postboxpat and welcome back to a new video, and today I want to talk about future game modes coming into Fortnite Battle Royale. Now there's been a recent speculation and news all over the internet talking about spoiler game modes that potentially could be coming in. So if you don't want these game modes to be spoiled, do click off this video now because I don't want to spoil the game modes for you, but a bunch of future game modes potentially could be coming into the game as someone has gone and tied the game coding. So let's have a look inside of the game coding and go over some of these game modes. So here is a screenshot on screen right now of someone actually inside the game program, and as you can see it says not for you Ali A. Obviously because Ali A covers a lot of content, we're not going to talk a little bit too much about that, but I'm going to cover this because I want to tell you guys about the news, and why not, because it is interesting. So let's go through these game modes and talk a little bit about them. So we've got faster rings, lots of loot, rockets and grenades which we've already had, sneaky silencers, snipers only, and take to the skies. Now each of these game modes are going to be, I assume, different things, and we can go over each one of these for you guys. So I assume faster ring, well that's pretty obvious exactly what that's going to be. It's basically mean that the storm's going to close in a lot quicker. That game mode is something that a lot of people have theoried. I've also got loads of theory game modes which I'll probably do in another video which potentially could come in, but I'm not going to cover that in this video because this video is about inside program information which people have found. So faster rings, potentially we could see that in the future. Lots of loot. Now I assume this is actually where someone goes around collecting, you basically get a bunch of loot rather than a small amount of loot, and maybe you get more from breaking items, and you've only got 5 slots in your inventory. This is what they talk about on the news article, which I will link down below on Fortnite Insider, and they just talk a little bit about it and stuff. But I think personally lots of loot is going to be where there's going to be a bunch of good loot around, and it's just loot everywhere. So every loot spot's going to be full, and you're just going to be full of so much loot. There's just basically loads of loot. Rockets and grenades, this is pretty basically means high explosives. We already know exactly what that is. Sneaky silencers, we've already had that. That's where it's silencers only. Snipers only, well that's pretty much, it's in the name, snipers only. I assume scoped AR potentially could be added into that, but probably not. It'll probably just be the bolt and the semi. That'd be a really awesome game mode. It'd be even awesome if they put pistols in as well as a secondary, but we'd have to see exactly what goes on there. Take to the skies. Now this game mode is a little different, and I can't exactly assume what this could be. This game mode, on their website, they talk about this game mode to be basically where you could build to the sky. Now, what I mean by this is it could mean there's a bunch of jump pads, there's a bunch of glide, what are they called, the launch pads, there's a bunch of them, and there's a bunch of basically building materials that allow you to build to the sky. And there's several ways this could actually be done. This could either be done with no gravity, so for example, if someone destroys your bottom piece, your pieces will still stay floating within the sky. You could also do this whereas the storm goes upwards, so the storm goes in for a little bit. When it gets to quite a smallish circle, say about 15 people, then the storm starts going up, so it forces you to build upwards, which would be absolutely insane. That would be really cool. We could also see this being maybe sort of more of a glidey type game, so maybe there's I don't know exactly how to say it, but maybe something to do with fighting in the skies, so there'll be more of floating islands, or maybe the islands split up or something like that. Now that could potentially be not even possible to do in the game very easily, so that might not be something they do. But I assume take to the skies could be maybe low gravity. Imagine low gravity in Fortnite, you jump and things like that and you don't take any fall damage or something like that. Just low gravity in general, where you could kind of float around, but not float around too much where you go up to the sky. If you get what I mean, that would be really cool. I could imagine that being really cool. So take to the skies could also mean several buses coming in. So for example, each squad could have their own bus and maybe even drive it in themselves. That would be pretty cool. There's loads of different game modes that potentially could come from Take to the Skies, and there's so many ideas that pop into my head when I talk about it. Maybe there's a team for each bus, so maybe 50-50, or maybe 4 teams, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. 4 teams of 25, which each have their own different colour bus. You could have red, blue, yellow, and green, so you have 4 different primary colours, which everyone always uses on most 4-player games. So potentially you could have that, and just little interesting things like that. So that's really it for me talking about these game modes. My favourite one out of all these would probably be Snipers Only or Take to Disguise. Take to Disguise sounds really interesting, but Snipers Only by far would be a really awesome game mode. So we'll have to see exactly what Fortnite Battle Royale do with this, or should I say Epic Games. I'm not 100% sure if these are all going to come into the game or not. We haven't seen any like news recently about anything coming into the game, but I assume these are going to be pretty interesting. I don't really see them re-adding any sneaky silencers or high explosives very soon, but potentially we could possibly see some new ones. Faster rings could be pretty cool, make the game speed up a lot quicker. Snipers Only, that would be the best one probably, and Take to Disguise, depending on what it is, would be absolutely amazing. So I assume Snipers Only is probably what most people want. I think a lot of people just want to try out with snipers and stuff, but a low gravity game mode does sound really interesting, and it would definitely be one of my favourite ones if that would be possible. Imagine being sat on the the sniper tower in Lonely Lodge and then jumping off and not taking any fall damage, or being on a hill and jumping off and just slowly falling down to the ground. Yes, you're very vulnerable in the sky, but if say if it's a slow movement speed, just not too slow, but slow enough to get shot if someone's accurate, potentially it'd be a really cool thing to be able to do. You'd still run full speed on the ground if you're not jumping around, but if you jump around, your character moves slow in the air and then lands slow. I think that'd be definitely something interesting. I think it would make the game style completely different, and it wouldn't be too hard to program. You just set a low gravity type thing to jump in movements. I think it'd be really awesome, and remove fall damage. So people would be jumping off massive towers and not taking any fall damage. It would make the game completely different, and I think it'd be really cool. They could make a low gravity type game mode for that. Tell me down below what you guys think they should add into the game in the future. Personally, I don't see them adding too much other than these. I will do some talk about some like rumored ones that I personally think might come into the game in the future from other games and stuff that lap over. We could definitely see one of my favorite game modes of all, like Team Deathmatch would be absolutely amazing, and also a base and base game mode where each team has its own island would be really cool. Kind of a Minecraft type situation there, or maybe something like Sky Wars or something like that. Potentially you could see that in Fortnite, but more like 25v25. Each team has an island on each side. Obviously the frame rate's going to be pretty low, so you may have to lower the numbers a little bit less, maybe to 2020. You've got say you've got like 4 minutes to build a base. You build a base and then you can either siege or defend, or maybe they could have it as one team builds a base for 5 minutes, the other team connects in, and then they attack, and you can pick if you want to be attackers or defenders. So that would be pretty cool. You could also put lives into the game. That would be really interesting. You could also have Fortnite Battle Royale with 2 lives. That would make the game completely different. There are so many different game modes that you could put into this game. It's absolutely insane. I have so many ideas for this, and we could go over them for days, but I'll do that in another video. So overall, this video has been pretty interesting today. I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the gameplay. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, this is postboxpat signing out.